One of the best part of my jobs is being able to introduce you to wonderful people who are doing great things in our community. And today we happen to have two award-winning women who are joining me here in studio, and they happen to be a mother-daughter duo. Joining me are Carolyn Fady, who is a retired executive director for the KW Skating Club, and her daughter, Mary Jo Fady, who's an office managing partner with KPMG locally. Welcome to both of you. And I should say congratulations. We've got the table laid out with some of the awards that you've won through the years. And I think, Carolyn, we're going to start with you, because for a lot of people who are involved in the figure skating community, not only locally but nationally, you'll be a very familiar figure to them, because figure skating was your passion for many, many years.
That it was.
And you
Although I did start out as a school teacher, believe it or not.
Did you really?
Yes, I taught school for 6 years till I got married. And then when you got married, they didn't rehire you. So I just kept teaching skating.
And you yourself were a figure skater.
Yes.
You skated. You began teaching. And not only that, but you implemented a number of different programs locally that went on to become national standards for Skate Canada.
Yes. Well, first of all, I started the preschool program. I think it was called Mothers and Tots. The mothers used to come on too, but they never got much of my time. And then I started the progression of skills that eventually became the basis for the National Can Skate program that was started by this Canadian Figure Skating Association, I think in 1983. Wow. The board finally awarded the start of that program.
You were a recipient of the Waterloo Award recently, and in the letter that they drafted up for your award, they were saying, you know, a lot of the programs that you implemented here is the reason that this area has become such a hotbed for international figure skaters. There are a number of figure skaters that are competing internationally currently that they say wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Carolyn Fady and the programming that you did.
Well, when we first started out, we were very much a recreational club, and that was my passion all those years, to teach the young children and to get them teach them how to skate and where to find their power and so on and so forth. But then we became more competitive as we hired more coaches, and now we have the wonderful pair program and Andrew Poget and Caitlin Weaver are fourth in the world in dance. So I'm very proud of all of them.
It's wonderful to see this passion in you. What's even better is the fact that you've passed your passion for giving back to the community onto your family. And daughter Mary Jo is here, and so many people will be saying, well, I know her from, and I could start the list, Mary Jo, for all the things you're involved in the community. But when you won the Rogers KW Oktoberfest Women of the Year Award this year, it was in a professional category for the work that you do at KPMG. But then there's this whole list of things that you do in the community. How do you find the time?
Well, I learned that from my mother. Not a lot of sleep, but I think it's a matter of, it's just something that you wouldn't consider not doing. That it just becomes part of your DNA, and we grew up in a household where volunteering and giving back was very important. My mom would always say, I just saw what needed to be done and I did it. I didn't ask who or how or whether I was going to be paid. I just did it. And I very much grew up, and Mom led by example, and we are far more likely to imitate people than we are to listen to them, so I just grew up imitating her.
Well, and that is an important family theme. I know when Brother David is here, and he's very involved in the community. You've got your grandson Jonathan sitting out there, and you know, when those little eyes look at you and say, wow, look at what Grandma did, look what Aunt Mary Jo did, you know, it's important to be able to model the type of giving that you give back to them.
All of my children have done great things. My oldest son has coached hockey for over probably close to 30 years now, and my David is well known for hosting the Ride for Lance and a million other things. I don't know where he finds the time. And Mark teaches at St. Mary's High School, and I'm sure he volunteers a lot for Waterloo minor hockey. So, and then Mary Jo is in the community doing all kinds of things. So I'm so proud of all of them.
I don't know what the family mantle must look like, because all we've got are a couple of the awards that the two of you have won. If you stretch them all out, Carolyn, you know, the Fady fireplace mantle would just be full.
No, they're all stuffed in a cupboard.
But I think that, you know, that just talks a little bit about who you are, because it's not for the awards. And I know, Mary Jo, you mentioned that in your speech. You were so gracious. It's not about the awards. That is just, it's nice to be recognized, but at the same time, it's about what you can do for your community.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, it has been such a pleasure to have both of you on here. And you know what? You're not just a role model for the family. You're really a role model for all of us and what we can do in the community. Congratulations to both of you on all your awards. And I'm sure there's many more out there that that you'll be adding to the fireplace mantle in the years to come, or to the cupboard, whichever you prefer.
No, my husband says it's got to end for me. So it'll have to be now for our children.
Well, congratulations to both of you. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much,
Thank you
Susan.
so much.
Thank you.
We're back in just a moment. Stay with us.